guys! So today I'm going to do the accent tag. I know being North American makes my accent less exciting, but I'm Canadian and I'm from rural Canada. So I kind of have a country accent apparently. I don't really hear it myself. So you guys can let me know if I do sound like a country bumpkin. So here are some words in a list that I'm going to say for you. Ant, roof, route. When I played Pokemon growing up, I never knew how to say this word, so I always pronounced it as root. But I think it's actually pronounced route in Canada. I don't really know. Wash, oil, theater, iron, salmon, caramel, fire, water, sure, data. I always say data. Ruin, crayon, New Orleans. So when I was growing up in a really small town in southwestern Ontario, we had this pizza place called New Orleans Pizza, but I always pronounce it New Orleans Pizza. New Orleans Pizza. So I kind of say New Orleans, but now I'm conditioned from hearing it on TV and stuff to say New Orleans. So I think New Orleans is how you're supposed to say it, but I don't really know. Pecan, both, again, probably. Sometimes I say probably, but usually I say probably. Spitting image. How else is there a way to say spitting image? Do people really say spitting image differently? Spitting image? Alabama. Lawyer, coupon. Okay, if you say coupon, if you're from a different country, maybe it's okay. But if you're Canadian and you say coupon, I don't like that. I really dislike when people say coupon because there's no Y in that word for you to make the U sound. It's coupon. There's no reason to say Q. K-Y-U. There's no reason. It's coupon. Mayonnaise, even though it's spelled mayonnaise. I just say mayonnaise. Syrup? Yeah, maple syrup. Pajamas, cot, naturally, envelope. Yeah, I say envelope instead of envelope. Aluminum. This accent tag is what taught me that some people say aluminum like aluminium, and both are technically correct, I'm pretty sure, but I say aluminum because aluminium is just so much work for a word. So for some of those words, I know there's different ways to pronounce them, but I've always just said them like those ways. Sometimes I go back and forth between a couple different pronunciations for those words, but generally that's how I say them. So now there's a list of questions that I gotta answer. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? I call it TPing because TP stands for toilet paper. And TPing makes me think of peeing, so I don't like that word. It's kind of a weird thing overall. Anyway, what is the bug that when you touch it, it curls into a ball? It's a potato bug or a pill bug. I think the technical term is pill bug, but I always call it potato bug. Growing up, I always called them potato bugs. And since I grew up in the country, I saw them all the time. And I thought they were really cute. What do you call bubbly carbonated drinks? We call them pop. Some people here call it soda. It's true that it's not 100% just pop, but I always called it pop growing up. What do you call gym shoes? I call them gym shoes. When I was growing up, if I had gym class, I would call my shoes gym shoes because those are shoes that you would take just to gym class kind of thing. Usually in school, you're not allowed to bring your outside shoes into the school gym, so you have gym shoes specifically for gym class. But if you're just talking about exercise shoes, we call them either sneakers or running shoes. I don't wear them a lot, because I don't really exercise. What do you say to address a group of people? What? What do you say to address a group of people? Hey? Holla? Sometimes I say holla, but I don't think that's Canadian. What do I say when I address a group of people? Hey! Listen! No. Hey, listen! I don't do that. I don't know what I say to address a group of people. I don't talk to people. Yeah, I think I would just say hey. If it's a group of people I know, I'd say hey or holla. I'm probably going to say holla if it's someone I know. If it's people I don't know, I would say excuse me. Because I'm polite, mother uckers. What do you call the spider-like creature that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs? It's a daddy long legs. I don't know what other names it could possibly have. I've never really heard any other names for it, so it's a daddy long legs. So many memories of daddy long legs growing up in old houses. So many. What do you call your grandparents? My grandparents on my dad's side, I call them grandma and grandpa. But on my mom's side, she was adopted by a Polish family, so we call them baba and papa. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I'm going to start calling it a wheeled contraption because I love that. I call it a shopping cart or just a cart. And when we were kids, we used to sit in them. That was fun. What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? I call it a sun shower. But I don't know if that's a Canadian word or it's just something that I've picked up from the internet. Before I saw the word sun shower on the internet, I didn't call it anything. What is the thing you change the TV channel with? I call it a remote or the clicker. Sometimes we say the clicker. What do you generally call confectionery? I call it candy. Depends on what it is. If it's chocolate, I call it chocolate. But if it's just like candy, I call it candy. What do you call the flimsy open-toed sandals you would wear on a hot day or to the beach? Flip-flops. My flippin'-floppies. And finally, is there a nickname often given to McDonald's fast food restaurants? In my family, we call them Mickey D's. I didn't really call them that, but my older siblings called them that a lot when I was growing up, so I would just say McDonald's, but they would say Mickey D's a lot. And I used to live right next to a McDonald's in a really old house. It was really big, and it was haunted. But there was a McDonald's next door, so it was okay. So those are the questions on the tag, but I wrote down a list of other stuff to talk about. So here's the list. So this isn't a word or an accent, but it's just a thing that I've noticed. In Inglourious Basterds, there's a scene where an American officer, I think it's played by Michael Fassbender, is undercover as a German Nazi, and he orders 3 glasses of whiskey or something, dry Glase, and he puts up his fingers like this, which I can't do, and then he gets caught because the German guy is like, Germans do their 3s like this. This is how I do my 3s, and I'm not German, but this is so much easier than doing this. Can you see how difficult this is? Why would you ever do a 3 like this? Look at that! And when I count, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which people think is really strange. I think most people count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I find that so difficult. So, other words, the thing where water comes out in the bathroom or the kitchen, we call that a tap. Some people call it a faucet. When I think of a faucet, I think of the place where you put in your garden hose because it's big. I don't know. When you get in a line to go into a thing, we call it lining up, or just like standing in line and not queuing. I don't think anyone in Canada says queuing, but I don't really know. In Canada, when we say university, we mean a university. When we say college, we mean a college. They're different. You can't say university and mean college because they're different institutions. I don't know if it's the same in the States, but there's a pretty big divide between the two in Canada, or at least in Ontario, so they're different. There's different requirements. They give you different things. There's different things to study. It's different. So the area with grass in front or behind your house is called a front yard or a backyard. If we have a garden, it's actually a place where you have plants that you grow specifically. So there's a very famous thing about Canadians and Americans where to tell them apart, you tell them to say out and about in a boat, but I say out and about in a boat. And you can hear the accent really clearly. So if you're Canadian, your accent goes under the vowel. If you're an American, your accent goes over the vowel. If I say out or about or boat, I'm saying out, about, boat. If you're American, you're saying out, about, boat. It's hard to say as a Canadian. I could just be making this up, but that's what I found throughout my life, is that the reason why we say it like that is because our accents go under. And the last thing is the ever prominent Canadian A, EH. So it's true, I say A a lot without really thinking about it. Not all Canadians say it. You're doing okay, eh? I'm so Canadian, holy crap. Anyway, so that was the accent tag. I'm supposed to tag people. So I'm going to tag Mo, who is also from Canada. I'm going to tag Elias, because Elias has a really interesting way of speaking. Jeff, or the Jerd, because he's from Maryland. And Blair, because he's also Canadian. I want to hear the different Canadian accents. But if you want to do the video, go ahead. I tag everyone who wants to do it. I love hearing accents. I love hearing the way people speak, so feel free. I'm going to put all the questions in the doobly-doo, so if you want to check them out, they're there. Make sure you like if you like the video, subscribe if you like me and you want to see more of my face. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye!